We had to do this. In case you didn't see that debacle of the presidential debate a few nights ago, we had Trump making fun of Biden that he can't hit it 50 yards. Biden saying Trump can't play, can't keep up, can't carry his own bag. Trump making fun of Biden that he didn't have a 6 to 8 handicap. Biden saying that he'll beat him in a head-to-head match. But let's just take a quick little gander to hear their own words.
I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way, and I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards.
Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. The reason I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8. But I had, you know how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Okay, let's
not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to
21
turn.
Let's not act like children. I just won 2
Down to
club
6.
championships. You can't hit a ball 50 championships.
You know, the furthest thing from my mind at that time when I was watching this, that this golf channel is going to be doing a swing evaluation to see if we can prove some of these falsehoods or back their words up. Today we're going to be taking a look at 50-yard Joe versus 2-in-the-pocket Trump and see if they're lying or if they're telling the truth. Before we get started, thanks for those in this clip that support this channel. If you want to support the channel, we start memberships at 99 cents that go straight to the Hood children in South Africa to get golf into their lives. We also do online golf lessons, but let's get to the video. First on the screen, we have Joe Biden. Now, some of the things we have to look for is this person capable of hitting it more than 50 yards as claimed by Mr. 2-in-the-pocket Trump?
He can't hit a ball 50 yards.
And let's take a look and see if we see some basic motions. Now, we do see a lot of flipping going on. Now, keep in mind, this video was recorded some years ago. I believe he was vice president then, but we do see some lack of rotation. This is a tough angle to look at. We have one more angle, but look at even the Secret Service face was like, hey, Joe, I think that went about 40 yards to the right side. But let's look at the down the line over here, and we can kind of draw some lines like we usually do. And what video would this be without our usual Barney Purple? So we're going to put Barney Purple right through Biden's back. And I'm sure that some of your dreams who are watching this and some of your nightmares who are watching this. But let's look at some plain lines here. And let's look at that back brace line, because that back brace line, I believe, has some issues. Now, we don't have many videos of Joe Biden. Maybe he's trying to hide them in some sort of laptop, but that's not up to me to decide. But let's just take a look and see what's going on with the planes. We do see an increase of arm rotation right away, and when you do rotate those arms, ladies and gentlemen, what you're doing is you're moving that club head for your body turn. So typically this is either due to a lack of body turn or the arm rotation causes lack of body turn. I'm going to guess for Joe Biden, it is the first one. It is lack of body turn. So he has to get that club up somehow back there. And we can see he does a decent job of keeping his hands in between that plane line. We see some turn though. We can see that left foot kind of bracing, the knee buckling in. He's doing a decent job staying in the spine angle, but we can also see that shoulder tilt. So let's do a yellow line. Shoulder tilt should be perpendicular to that spine angle line. And we see that he is a little bit flat. So his left shoulder is definitely getting much higher. Now, when you have a higher left shoulder tilt, that could cause some plane issues. That can really cause over the top motions as you either try to compensate that on the way down by tipping the other way, and that'll cause outside in, or you can actually stay back there, and it could also help him drop in the slot. But let's take a look at what happens. Let's move this a little bit frame by frame. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's his backswing. Now we come on through. We can see it is definitely coming inside to out, and he's holding that plane pretty well. So far looking good, but we don't see a lot of turn. We do see the body raising up and pushing through, and this is quite a normal swing for somebody in their 70s. And obviously we're not trying to make fun of people in their 70s, because we're all going to get to one day, but this is definitely a motion where you're trying to push your hands up through, not a lot of body turn. So all in all, I think it's a decent swing. I don't know how consistent it is because there's not a lot of footage of him hitting golf balls, but we do see that lack of rotation on the way through again, and we see the new spine angle. It is just completely upright at this point. Shoulders are level level to that spine angle, so he did a decent job of keeping that ratio the same. We do see some body turn, at least the whole body's facing the target. We see a club head that looks like it is fairly neutral at this point, so we don't see a lot of manipulation. I see a lot of scooping going on. I don't see a lot of throwing, so I don't see the right hand throwing. If we saw the right hand throwing, we would see that club more in this position and maybe the club head close. So good sign here for Joe. I would say that yes, he can probably hit this further than 50 yards. So Trump's claim of can't hit it 50 yards, unfortunately, is a lie. We have two in the pocket Trump, and let's see what two in the pocket can do. We see a lot of rotation, and he has been known to hit the ball pretty decently. I don't know about his scorekeeping capabilities. I hear he has use of the eraser a lot more than his pencil, but there is definitely a lot more rotation, a lot more athleticism than 50-yard Joe. But we can still see a little bit of the hand manipulation, but let's just take a look. It seems like he does a pretty decent job, and we're going to do the same lines here. And again, this could be somebody's dream to put Barney Purple line right through Trump, or it could be somebody's nightmare. That is up to you to decide. And there's the lower plane line, upper plane line. Now, this is a better view than what we had with 50-yard Joe, because we're actually down the line and we can see from the center of these arches up, it looks pretty stable. I'm going to put a back brace line there. Now let's take a look as we initially take that club back. So we do see a lot of rotation with his body. Now when we see this, typically we see that left shoulder coming up. So just like 50-yard Joe, we're starting to see the left shoulder rising up higher. Now this could definitely help you turn more, and I really recommend this to my seniors out there and to those that do want to get some more body rotation, because if that left shoulder goes down, it is hard to stay in your spine angle, and it puts a lot of pressure on your left lat, and that locks you. So usually that's reserved for tour players who can still get that body turn, the elasticity of the muscles, because they stretch and work out every day. But we get to the top of the swing here, we see that his shoulders do kind of level out a little bit better. So we're going to redraw that yellow tilt line and see, yes, it is closer to being perpendicular to that Barney Purple line, but it's still left shoulder high. So whenever that left shoulder gets high, it does lower your hand position, and we saw that in 50-yard Joe. But the key is with the drivers to get behind your center line, which is that blue line. So now we can swing from the inside, and we see if we do a triangle check here with two in the pocket, we can see that there's the triangle, and we can see that that triangle should pull down to that lower plane line. And does he do it? A little rerouting there. Did you see that? A little rerouting. So that rerouting maybe would cause some pulls, but he is still doing a pretty good job there. Let's actually clean up all these lines. Let's take a look. If we extend that shaft down, it is on the lower side of the golf ball, which is great. That means he might actually swing up, and we come on through. Look at that shaft. It's going right through the right forearm. Looks pretty good. He is shaft humping a little bit. He's moved his body weight towards the golf ball, but look at this turn. That's a pretty good motion. Get the whole body to the target, and we have that nice release. His hands finish nice and high. So all he is doing is basically swinging up, which is really good. So in terms of can he win a club championship with this, it's not that he can't win a club championship with the swing. It looks pretty repetitive. I've seen enough videos of him, and I've heard enough from the grapevine that his scorekeeping is a little bit awkward. I think he needs to revisit the Cookie Monster counting school, because this swing is capable of it, but we will call his claim true with a little star. And the star means yes, it's possible, but probably not likely. So the question comes down to this is, if they were in a match, who would win? Well, if Biden challenges him and says, we are carrying our own bags, obviously Biden's going to lose that, because Biden had a hard time walking to the stage and off the stage. Now, if they were playing with golf carts, as long as Trump has the faster cart, I think he's going to win, meaning that he might fluff up his lies and forget a few shots here or there. So they're both a little crooked, they're both a little bit liars, but they're also both telling a little bit of the truth. It's hard to say. My vote would have to go for Trump one-on-one. Hope that helps you. This is not a political channel, but I just could not help myself after seeing that debate debacle. I'll see you guys next time. Fairways and Greens.
Happy to play golf if you carry your own bag.